Alright guys, so today I'm going to take off my bumper so I can replace the overflow coolant. I got two different options on that one. I'm trying to clean up the bay a little bit, make some room for an upcoming project. And then I got this windshield washer fluid that I'm going to, it's a reservoir. I'm going to replace that as well. Well, it's going to be replaced, but it might stay in the same spot. I got to figure out how much room I got down there, and so basically what I got to do is take off this front bumper on this Sentra and figure some stuff out. We'll take you guys along for the process. So in the next clip we'll be figuring some stuff out. Okay, so we're out here at the car. I ended up finding out that my cam sensor was leaking, so I replaced that real quick. But let me show you guys how to remove this bumper and what we're going to be doing today. So to remove the bumper, there's two clips here, one here, one here. I already took them out. Mine aren't OEM. I stuck them up here. But these nice little replacement ones, they work okay. They strip out if you use them too much. Cam sensor was leaking oil, cleaned it up a little bit, just so that way it's better. See this line right here? We might end up using this line, but this is gonna go, and that is gonna go. I'm thinking I'm gonna use, you'll see it once I remove the bumper, but right there's some space where the OEM one sits. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can reuse that. There's the 10mm bolt that holds this in right here. There's two underneath these two clips up here, another 10mm on this side, and then it just comes out. It shouldn't take me too long to get this thing off and then start working on it. So we're just gonna get to it. Alright, so we got this bumper off here. This is what we're after right here. This is the OEM tank. Mine's cracked. It's broken up there. That's not why we're replacing it. We're replacing it so I can make room up here. Removing this, like I said earlier. But here's what we got as replacements. So this right here is the windshield washer reservoir. We're gonna try to use this to mount it and the OEM pump, so that way I don't have to change anything, make it easier. Or it's not a pump. I guess it is a pump. Then this is the coolant overflow. If I don't find somewhere I want to put this, we're gonna go with this nice fancier one. It's got a nice little kit, but I'm pretty confident I can make one of those two work. So I'm gonna take off the old windshield washer reservoir, and we're gonna go from there. Okay, so I don't want to say this was a straightforward process, but I have a solution. So I'm gonna explain the problem. This OEM reservoir has a sensor down here. It is a pain to get out of there, but it is possible. This is said sensor. This is the ring that holds that sensor into the bottom. This is what I'm using to replace. There is no spot for it in the bottom. So here's the solution. We are going to measure that hole right there. We're gonna measure that hole. I'm gonna bring it over to my lovely drill press, and I'm going to hopefully get the same size hole on the bottom of that one and make it work. So we'll let you know what happens when it's all said and done. But I think I can make it work. So let's see. Okay, so I have the windshield washer reservoir set up over here, how I'm gonna drill. So I just wanted to share this with you because here's my thought process. So you see this seam right here? I'm not trying to go too close to that seam. I'm also not trying to go too close to here. So it helps to have this drill press. It's nicely firm inside this nice little vise that I have for the drill press. I'm going on this side because this side is going to have the pump, and I want to be able to not mess with, this is how you mount it. Right here, it's hard to see. Oh, excuse me. Hard to see on camera, but it's there. So I'm not trying to warp this side, so I decided we're going to go right here, and hopefully it works. Worst case scenario, it leaks and I gotta buy a new one. I think it was like 15 bucks. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just trying to keep it as OEM as possible. I'm gonna drill this out, and I'll show you guys the after results once it's all put together. Okay, so we it's a little dark in here, I'm sorry, but it's done. It got drilled out. I gotta clean up the inside a little bit to get all these plastic bits out. I'll rinse it out, make sure the sensor works, and then we should be good to start trying to figure out where we want to mount this stuff. One problem averted and solved, hopefully. If it leaks, I'll get another one, I'll try again. So we're just moving along. Okay, so we got the sensor in, and it's basically like OEM. We'll find out if it leaks. I'm gonna go ahead and start figuring out where I'm gonna mount this now that I've got the first problem solved, and we'll go from there. I'm kind of happy about this, actually. Normally, if I had a problem like this, I'd kind of either go buy something else or give up or do something different, but sometimes growing is just doing things you're afraid of doing and learning. Mistakes happen. Worst thing that's happened is you gotta do it again. So keep on pushing, man. So I figured this out. Sorry about the loud noise, but figured it out. Got this thing mounted. So yeah, that's the new one. Pump's in there, sensors in there, it's all plugged in. Everything should work as if it's OEM. I did have to basically use a riv nut, drilled, and mounted it. But I mean, other than it being my first time using a riv nut tool, it was pretty straightforward. It wasn't too hard. Now I just got to figure out the fill it up and figure out where I'm putting the coolant bottle. I don't think I'm putting it down here, so I should be able to put the bumper back on and figure some stuff out. It's gonna rain, so might have to stop this video midway through and resume tomorrow or something. Okay, so we were able to beat the rain so far. I made a bracket, kind of hard to see, but that's there. That's going to be for the windshield washer, or not, sorry, I already did that. It's going to be for the coolant overflow. And it's going to go right there. It's going to go there. I added a rib nut here. So basically what ended up happening was I made that bracket, and then I rib nutted right there, and it should work. And then I'll route the line, and that'll be that. That'll get rid of that bracket and this coolant overflow right here. So once that's done drying, I'll get it on, and then I'll show you guys everything. Put the bumper back on. Make sure there's no lights in the cluster for the windshield washer reservoir sensor and all that stuff. Make sure that's good, and then should be done. So just waiting on paint to dry now. Alright, so we're back. I ended up getting the coolant reservoir installed. Nice little line that goes through there, right up here. I gotta bleed the system real quick. Cleaned up that area real nice. Should be cleaning it up some more here soon. But now we're going to turn the car on and bleed this coolant. It shouldn't have to bleed for that long, so turn it on, make sure we ain't got any fluid levels for the windshield wipers, and see if everything works out. So let's try. just the seatbelt, the brake, and the door being open. Everything else is fine. Let's see if we need to go add coolant. Actually, high, full blast, and defrost when you bleed. What that does is it allows the heater core to open up and actually bleed throughout the system. Looks like we're pretty full. There. So because it's full, I'm gonna put the cap on it and leave it running for a little bit, put the bumper back on, and then basically call it a day. I'll let you guys know when it's done. Alright, so now for the part people probably want to see. What does the engine bay look like now that I've relocated those two things and cleared up some space? So here it is. That's it. You can see the windshield washer right there, and the overflow is right there. You can still, you know, reach that, put a funnel. I can still put my hand down here, grab that, put a funnel. So it might be a little annoying to fill it up, but I don't use the windshield washers, like fluid on that car that much anyways. The overflow, it's pretty simple. I can reach my hand and got plenty of space in there. So it's not terrible, but yeah, that's just what I ended up doing today. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something, and have a good night.